Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sips and Sets, the podcast. I'm your host, Nina Silic, and today we're going to do something a little different. I want to give you guys the no gatekeeping training session that we do inside Thrive with Nina and the Thrive 365 method. I want to throw this out there to have you guys really listen to one of the trainings we did recently with the clients inside Thrive with Nina and the Thrive 365 method, because it's just such an important thing to continue that education within the program. And I want to give you guys some insight into what that looks like, give you guys some zero gatekeeping information of how we tend to kickstart our program, and really give you some really deep value on something that I believe really sets the foundation and paves the way for whether you want to make a change or not, and how to keep your progress going. So dive in. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's go. Ladies, welcome. Okay. This is such an important topic. Today, we're talking about finding your why. And you might feel like, oh, is this a bit of fluff? Is this just not even worth doing? But I promise you, this training is super, super powerful. It's going to be something that you will carry with you throughout the time you're here, throughout the program with me and beyond. Like, this is what's going to keep you going, and it's a really powerful tool to help you continue to build consistency, to help you continue to build that momentum, and to help you continue to work towards your next goal. Okay. So whether you're someone that's new or someone that's already been on their fitness journey a while, or you've been stopping and starting, there's a reason why you're here. There's a reason why you chose now to be the right time to work on your health and fitness, whether it's an aesthetic goal, whether it's a health reason, whether it's a combination of a number of things. There's a reason why you're doing this now. So this is important to not only revisit at the start of the program, but every few months and periodically throughout your fitness journey, and for as long as that takes. So we're going to talk about our why today, and I'm going to talk about it more in relation to fat loss, just because most of you, your ultimate goal is fat loss, whether that's now or you're building yourself up for a successful fat loss later. Many of you come to me wanting to be leaner. So I'm going to tie it more so to fat loss, but it does apply to any goal that you might have. So the reason why this is really important to start with finding our why is because often, like, losing weight, it's not really enough to keep us going, right? When you're first starting a program, whether it's a coaching program, a new just training program, like whatever the case may be, we'll find that motivation being really, really high. And we're like, yes, like I'm going to give it everything. And then after a few weeks or even a month or 2 months or however far it is for you, you might start to feel like, oh, I'm maybe not feeling as motivated. I'm maybe not feeling, I don't want to do the things I need to do, right, to get me to my goal. And that's what stopped you guys in the past, is that stop, start, stop, start, stop, start. So we're trying to reduce that stop, start from happening and like continue moving you forward. So we're trying to make sure that we find a deeper reason why you want to reach this goal. Like, why is then fat loss important to you? Why is building muscle important? Why is your health important? Like, why are all those things important? So we're going to look at practical ways today to discover your why and use it to stay motivated and overcome the challenges that are ahead, because it's not going to be smooth sailing. Nothing ever is. If we're trying to be consistent for a long period of time, life is going to happen. But we want to use why as a powerful tool to help you uncover like why we need to do this. Yeah. So by the end of the session today, I want you guys to have the tools to not only get started on your journey in a very powerful way, but also sustain it through like the toughest days that you're going to have. And if you've been with me already for a long time, if you're already struggling through some of those times, to use this as a tool now to help you keep moving forward. So let's just quickly talk about like losing weight in general, right? Like, we think about weight loss and it's really easy to focus on the numbers on the scale. But we need to take a second to explore what truly lies behind the desire of weight loss, right? Like typically for many of you, it's going to be some health benefits, right? We want to reduce chronic illnesses, improve our mobility, better sleep. Like as we get older, as you guys are going from, some of you are like late 20s, early 30s, some of you are more 40, some of you are even approaching 50s and beyond, right? And I think as we get a little older, like some of these other goals or benefits become more prominent and more important to have as a focus as well. It helps with like emotional gains, so like increase self-confidence. We want to reduce anxiety, improve our mood, also like more energy, right? Building better relationships, greater life satisfaction. So if we feel good on the outside, we're going to at the same time work on our inside, and hopefully we want to feel good from the inside out, essentially, right? Like that's what we're trying to do. We want to enhance our life. We want to like build that, not just lose the weight, but build that really happy, sustainable lifestyle that's healthy, obviously, that we're looking for. So we need to realize that losing weight is just so much more than just looking good. It's about feeling better, living healthier, enjoying a richer, more fulfilling life. And that's why it's super important to not just look at it as I want to lose 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 30 pounds, whatever your goal is, but that's not going to be enough in the times where it gets hard. So we need to dive a bit deeper into how we're going to harness the power of your why to help push you through that. So let's talk really quickly about like the power of the why. Some of you are probably thinking, oh, what is this? Like, how is this even, whatever, Nina, I'm just want to get like in my deficit and get my results and that's it. But if you're someone that struggles with this kind of stuff, or more the mindset stuff, or more like the like motivation and like being mindful and all those things, if you struggle with those ideas, I strongly encourage you to stay open-minded with this, because I've always personally been very skeptical with the woo-woo kind of stuff, but there's things that work really, really well and that can accompany the more evidence-based things that we're implementing, right? Let's look at goals real quick. Okay. We've got surface goals versus like deeper motivations. So most of us really start with those surface goals where it's like, I want to lose weight for a wedding coming up, or I want to fit into that little black dress for my 40th birthday, or I want to fit into my old jeans. Like those are all really valid goals, but because it's like an outcome goal that we're looking for, or a surface goal, right? But they're lacking the depth needed to keep us going, because I've seen it where some of you are like, yeah, I have that goal. I want to lose 30 pounds and I want to fit into this. And I have this event coming up like next year. And the days where things get hard, you're just like, F it. I don't care. I don't actually give a shiz today. And I've seen you guys say that. Some of you, you're like, I didn't care, drank all the drinks, ate all the food. I did not care. But that's why like those surface level goals are not going to be as impactful long term. So what if instead we connect our goals to our core values? So many of you probably haven't looked at like what are even my core values. So I do have a core values, life values sheet, which I'll attach in this folder for you guys, that you can actually go through and circle like what's important to me in my life. What are my core values? So for some of you, that might look like valuing health and longevity because you want to be there for your family long term. You might value personal growth because you like to challenge yourself to achieve something like significant. But it's important to align those goals, your goals, with your values to give you a deeper meaning. And this deeper connection is what's going to keep your journey sustainable. So on the days you're tempted to like skip a workout or eat everything in sight because you just like, I don't care today, your why can really serve you as that powerful motivator. And it reminds you of the bigger picture. Like, why am I actually doing this? Like, why should I actually do this workout today? Why should I choose the healthier choice of food that's going to make me feel better, as opposed to that thing that is delicious but I know I'm going to feel like crap tomorrow, right? So it's really important to like realize like why you started this journey in the first place and what you stand to gain from it in the long run. So in like short, understanding our why really transforms our approach to that from a short-term fix to a long-term commitment. And that commitment is not to me, it's not to anybody else. It's that commitment that you give to yourself. It's going to keep you grounded, more focused, no matter what challenges comes your way. And you guys have heard me talk about it time and time again, where when a week is hard or a day is really hard, it's like, let's revert back. Like, what are the bare minimum things that we need to achieve today or this week to still keep the momentum going? And our why becomes a big part of that. So let's talk about like, how do we even discover our why? What even is it? Like, what do we do? So firstly, there's a couple of different ways you can do it. It involves some reflection, some kind of thinking, like you might not even figure it out in your first go. I do have a really favorite exercise, a favorite exercise of mine we're going to go over in a little bit that's really, really helpful to work this out. But to start to kind of figure it out, firstly, like you can reflect on your kind of life vision, or not even necessarily life vision, but your long-term goal. All of you had an initial discovery call with me where we did talk about, hey, where do you actually want to be in a year from now or beyond a year from now? What does that look like? So that can be more of like your life vision or long-term vision, right? Anywhere like 12 months from now to 5 years from now and beyond. Okay. So we want to picture your ideal future, and not just how you look, but how you want to feel. Like, what does that look like? Who are you as a person? Like, who are you with? Who are you surrounding yourself by? How does your health play a role in this vision? Like, what do you want that to look like? This exercise is really a great tool to help you see like the bigger picture. So we want to see what your long-term aspirations are. So might want to kind of meditate on that a second and really take a few days to think about it and go, well, all right, well, what is my long-term vision? Like, what do I want my life to look like? How do I want to feel? Like, what does that look like? So we start with that. Then we want to identify some of our core values. And I'm going to just show you guys, this is the sheet that's really, really helpful to use. Life values, core values. This is a great tool to just go through and like just circle or write down the ones that you stand out to you the most, that you value the most. And there's no like right or wrong to how many you want to choose. But typically about like at least 3 to 5 would be great. But go through and circle some of these. So we can even see here, like some of them are humor, honesty, safety, self-awareness, mindfulness. It could be creativity. It could be family, flexibility, like whatever that is to you, that circle the ones that are most important to you. So we want to identify what our core values are. And these are basically the principles that guide your life. How do I live? What values do I live my life by? Do you value, like I said, family, personal growth, adventure, stability, social life, friends? Like it depends, right? But understanding what your values are can help you see how being healthy and fit supports these guiding principles. So, for example, some of you might have a hard time with the deficit because you love being super social, you love eating out, like you love food is like cultural or maybe like represents more than just fuel, right? For many of us, so it's important to understand like what is important to you. And that way you can also help me as a coach to say, hey, Nina, like I really value these things, and we can build the strategy around like what is important to you and what you value as well. So if you're like, I love just going out every week with my friends to eat and have a drink, okay, how do we factor that in? What does that look like? Like, what do you need to focus on in those circumstances? So that can be really helpful. Connecting with your emotions too. This is important because how you'll feel when you achieve your goals is an important thing. And that's something you can visualize. It's like, my goal is to like maybe lose 30 pounds. Okay. How are you going to feel when you lose 30 pounds? How are you going to feel when you increase your strength goals? How are you going to feel, right? Would you feel like really proud? Would you feel really happy, relieved? Like, what is that for you? And I ask you guys like on our call, but it's important for you to reflect, go back and write this down. And then like alternatively, how would you feel if you didn't reach them? How would you feel if nothing changed? How would you feel if you were not working towards them? And I'm not saying reach them quickly. It could take you a longer time. Like there's no time frame. We all go at our own pace. There's no right or wrong time frame. But the point is, it's like, well, how are we getting there? We want to keep working towards that goal. How are you going to feel when you get there, right? So sometimes understanding like what you stand to lose if you don't get there as well can be as motivating as what you'll gain. Like for some of you, I've asked you that before, where I said, if nothing changes today, if you don't take that step in the next direction with your health and your fitness, like what's that going to look like in a year from now, 5 years from now? And for some of you, it's a really scary place to be. I know for me, if I don't take care of my health and I don't try to do my best to exercise and move my body and make great choices with food, obviously we're all human. But I know for me personally, that's a slippery slope when it comes to my mental health. So you have to look at things in the bigger picture. Like, what happens if you don't do the thing? Like, what's that going to look like? And then lastly, we've got asking the right questions for yourself. Why do you really want to lose the weight? And you might want to write these down and think about the answers to these. What will change in your life if you do? Who will benefit from your transformation? Right. And with that one, I want to really stress you're not trying to change your appearance to make someone else happy, but it's more about, will it make you more confident in building relationships or showing up in your relationships, right? So who will benefit? So sometimes that can be like our spouses, our kids, because we can show up better for our kids. Maybe at your job, you show up better, right? And that can lead to some great things. So really digging deep with these questions can help you uncover like the true personal reasons behind your desire for change, for weight loss, for building muscle, for making those changes, right? Okay, so this is my favorite part. This is going into like practical things we can do. Let me just skip the 5 whys technique first. I actually want to do that exercise with you right now, real quick in real time. But the other two can be, this is like the number one I recommend, the 5 whys. We're going to go over that in a second. But there's other things you can do. Everyone's different. I recommend everyone do this one. I'm going to highlight it in red. Everyone do this one. This is like the one to do. These are extras. Some of you do enjoy journaling, some of you don't, and that's fine. Some of you are more visual. This might be helpful. Some of you are not, but these are kind of the 2 bonus ones. So if you want to create a vision board where you like want a visual representation of the things you want to achieve, then fantastic. You can do that. It could be symbols. It can be like pictures of things that you want to achieve or want to have in your life, right? And journaling prompts. And this is something that can be really helpful, even just to get thoughts down. If you're feeling stuck, you can write about a day in your ideal life, like what that looks like, describe how you feel, what you're doing, like we talked about just a moment ago. And this can be more of the journal prompts for you, reflect on your current health and how the health journey impacts that vision, right? So those are some great tools. But what I want everybody to do is the 5 whys technique, and we're going to go over that. I think this is really important for everybody. So I'm going to put examples. I'm going to use myself as an example to see how I do the 5 whys. This is such an important exercise. So we want to basically, it's called the 5 whys. It's super simple. You're going to ask yourself why 5 times. So the first question is, why do you want to achieve X? So why do you want to achieve X, whatever that is? So could be, I don't know, let's say lose 5 pounds. I don't really maybe need to or want to, but as an example, 5 pounds, I'm up, I've been building, so 5 pound loss could be good. Okay, so why do you want to lose 5 pounds? Let's keep it surface. Let's say I just want to feel leaner and fitter, because most of you start with a surface one. Okay, great. Now we want to ask why 4 more times. So we've asked the first why. How many whys am I up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can keep going. It doesn't have to be only 5, but what's the 5 whys? Okay, and then you want to say, well, why? It's going to get harder as we go. Why? Why do you want to feel, spelling, leaner and fitter? Oh, okay. Maybe you'll have more energy, and I guess sometimes when I don't feel as heavy and sluggish, I'll have more motivation to like work out. Maybe motivation will increase. If I feel fitter, it's easier to train. Okay. Okay, cool. Well, why? Why? Why is that important? There's a number of reasons, help me push myself harder in the gym. And when I do that, it helps me make better. Okay, why? Like, why is that important? All right, well, that'll increase my confidence, maybe. Confidence, boost my overall health and longevity. And why is that important? Well, essentially, I want to like be a role model for my kids, and also be able to play with them, run with them, and be here for many years of their lives. So you can see I probably could have gone a lot deeper than that. But sorry, guys, typing as I'm typing too fast for my own good. Okay, so as you can see, like we've gone from surface level, I just want to lose 5 pounds. I want to feel just leaner and fitter. Okay, cool. That's a really good goal, obviously. But when the days get really hard, when I'm like, I just don't want to do the thing, like honestly, today it's a struggle and I keep putting off training my second session this week. And today I'm just like, well, why do I need to go do that? I need to make sure I get it done because this is the real reason. That's the real reason. Because what am I showing my kids? If I don't look after myself and I don't push myself with training and exercise and I'm my best there, I'm not going to be able to play with them. I'm going to get tired playing with them. I don't want to do that. I want to be that mom that literally I get on the playground with my kids every single time, which I do. Sometimes it's harder than others, right? Get on the playground, I play the games and I'm there, I'm active with them. I'm not the mom that sits on the sidelines. That for me is important. And I want to be here for as long as like I want to be like 90 years old, still seeing them grow up and live their life. Right. And that's huge. So that all starts now. So we've gone from, oh, today I just don't want to go exercise. I want to lose 5 pounds. Do I really care about losing 5 pounds? Probably not that much today. Today I don't care. But do I care about this today or every day? Yeah, I care about that every single day, no matter what. So that's really important to do this exercise and really see how deep you go. And if you can share it in the group chat, even better, like 10 points for getting vulnerable in there. So I encourage you guys to do this ASAP and also revisit it. It might be doing it every 3 months or even on the weeks you start feeling a bit like sluggish, unmotivated. Do this exercise again or have it written there and remind yourself of what you did. It's going to be really, really powerful as a tool. So now that we've done our 5 whys, we want to look at how we're going to take action, how we're going to put this into action, right? So we want to then revisit our goals. And I do a lot of this goal setting with you guys through like our habits, our short-term goals, long-term goals, right? But it's always great for you to sit there and think about, well, what are my goals long-term? What are my goals in the short term? And what are my goals for the week? And then each day, we're breaking everything down into habits, behaviors, right? So that you are doing these small little things every day and every week that are essentially going to be building up to take you to this long-term goal that we want to achieve. So we want to make sure our goals are specific, measurable, attainable, achievable, which we do list for you. And if you feel like I want to make it more specific, we can. So talk about it with me. We want to go from I want to lose weight to like I want to lose 10 pounds in 3 months by exercising 4 times a week and eating more vegetables. So the way we're doing it in the program is go back to your habit goals. Habit goals are so much more important than you guys give them credit for. They are the things that if you're not ticking off each week, you need to start ticking off each week and implementing. They're so important because they're the little baby steps we're taking to get you to your end goal. Create daily reminders as well of your why. Like you might want to write down your why and put it on a giant sticky note where you'll see it, put it a mini sticky note in the bathroom, like wherever you kind of frequent and you'll see, put it in front of you. And that can be a very strong motivator for you to keep working towards your goals. And then obviously we track your progress, through check-ins and also, you can track your own progress, like through like monitoring your weight measurements, everything each week. But it's not just those stats we want to look at. We want to look at, have you improved in your habit goals? Like what's changing? Are your eating skills improving? Did you eat the ice cream without guilt? Like all of those things are really important. Did you get an extra workout in? Like, what does that look like? Are you working out consistently now and you weren't before? So all of those things are these small victories we need to celebrate. And that's why I always do the Wednesday win wall in the group, because some of you struggle really hard with finding a win. And we want to celebrate anything that is big or small because that's important. And it's going to continue stacking to get you to your end goal, right? So that's very, very important. So remember, like, that's why I was saying before, you want to redo the 5 whys exercise frequently throughout the year because your why isn't static. It's always important to revisit and refine it as you progress and as your life evolves. It might change, and you might hit the short-term goal that you wanted to hit, and then your why is going to change, and the reasons behind you want to do things want to change. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I haven't written it here for you guys. We're going to talk about it. I've got it here for you. I want to give you like a couple of real life examples. So just to putting it in like practice for you guys. So let's say there's someone called Melissa. No, not Melissa. Lisa. Lisa. Let's say Lisa wanted to lose weight for her wedding, but she was struggling to stay motivated. And when she dug deeper, she realized her true why wasn't just to lose the weight for the wedding, but it was to be healthy enough to start a family thereafter. So this shift in focus is then what kept her committed, because she's like, it's not just the wedding. Yes, I want to look freaking phenomenal for my wedding, but I want to be in a healthy place for starting a family. And that's a pretty massive deal. So she not only lost the weight, but developed a healthier lifestyle that supported her dream of becoming a mother and having a healthy family. So you can see how why is put in place in that aspect. An example too would be Maria, who struggled with yo-yo dieting for many, many years. So on again, off again, on again, off again, right? And her breakthrough came when she connected her goal to her passion for hiking. She's someone who loved hiking, and she realized that losing the weight wouldn't actually enable her to explore more trails and enjoy nature, because when she first came and tried to hike, and she struggled, she couldn't do it. She couldn't actually like do any of it, or was scared to go, was scared that she would not be able to go by herself as well, you know, all of those things. So now like the realization has transformed her approach, and she successfully maintained her weight loss and found joy in her new active lifestyle, because she lost weight, got healthier, built some healthy habits, then her ability to hike increases, and that was important to her. Okay, so hopefully you can see with those two examples that connecting your why can turn your obstacles into more opportunities to transform the challenges into achievements, right? And that's where I always remind you guys that if you've had a bad day or a bad week or a bad month, whatever, right? Usually a bad day or a bad week, it's an opportunity to learn. It's not that you did bad, try harder. It's not that you are not capable. It's literally when you have bad days or bad weeks, you make mistakes. Maybe you revert to old habits. For example, you're someone who emotionally eats, and you have a day of emotional eating, overeating day, and you're like, oh, I just did that. Great. It's an opportunity to learn and move forward. Okay. So look at any mistakes you make, anything that doesn't go to plan. That's when you have to come to me, right? So I can help you, but look at that as an opportunity to learn, us to put a strategy in place for you to smash through that next time. Okay. Just going to wrap it up. Hopefully that was helpful for you guys to see. I really want to see that exercise implemented, the 5 whys. If anything today, get that done. And put done, why is done in the group chat, so I know that you've completed it. But just remember, like as we wrap up, right, we want to embrace your why, and it's important for you to do this, and I cannot do this for you, is because everyone's journey, everyone here, our journey is unique, everybody, and it's always evolving. So you need to figure out what your why is right now and let that guide you through the challenging times. It's not just about weight loss or our aesthetics, changing body composition. It's about really creating a life that aligns with your deepest values and then where you aspire to be. Okay. So really take that first step today, no matter how small, even if you're someone who's already been in the program a while and you feel like you're not making the progress you want, or you're not on track this week, right? Let's take that first step in the right direction again. So yeah, we want to create that consistency and like act on those actions to bring you closer to your goal, right? And remember, your why is like the most powerful tool you can have to keep you moving forward. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really hope that you found some good value in that. And if you did, drop a comment below. And that's just some insight into exactly how I run some of the trainings within my Thrive with Nina, Thrive 365 method. So if that's something that interests you, never hesitate to reach out and we can have a chat about it. But just wanted to give you guys zero gatekeeping, what it kind of looks like sometimes week to week and what we do. So that is it from me today. I will catch you on the next one.